Hope you don't mind meeting here at the hotel.
No, I don't mind.
I thought it was preferable to our getting together at the Top of the World Club. We don't want to tip our hand, do we?
I take it everything is set for tonight?
All set and ready to go. I think Paige is in for quite a surprise.
Hey, big brother. Where is everybody?
It's too early.
I was talking about my client.
I haven't seen Ricky.
Elena's not here either?
Not yet.
You know, big brother, I was real impressed with you last night. Now, that was quite a rabbit you pulled out of your hat. Getting Johnny Paycheck to step in and cover for Ricky and Elena.
Well, he's a real nice guy.
Stars like that are always good for business. Even so, I'm glad Ricky decided that he was going to be able to sing tonight. I mean, the customers in a place like this are kind of funny, you know? They get attached to your regulars and they want to hear them sing. Don't matter how big a name you get to take their place.
Well, I guess since, you're the experts that you spent all that time up in Nashville, you must be right.
Don't take no expert to see that Ricky's starting to be a real valuable property. At least so far as the coop's concerned.
He's all right, I guess.
Well, I wonder if Elena's going to feel up to singing tomorrow night.
I don't know.
I mean, it is her turn.
Ruby, lay off Elena, you hear me?
I'm afraid, Joe.
Afraid of what?
Losing Max. That was like me losing my father all over again. And now I'm just afraid that I'm going to lose you, too.
Yeah, well, that ain't going to happen.
I just feel so all alone.
But you're not alone. You got me. You got Ricky. You got Maggie. You got Billy Joe.
Yeah, Billy Joe. He's been so good to me. Too good. After all the time I let him down, I always feel like I'm letting people down.
Well, you haven't let me down. Are you still afraid I'm going to leave you? And look, I promised you I wasn't going to do that. And I keep my promises, don't I? I promised I was going to write that confession to free Dennis Carrington, and I did, didn't I?
Yes, and you did the right thing.
That's right. And I'm going to do the right thing by you, too.
Yeah, but, Joe, you can't stay here forever. It's dangerous.
We'll work something out.
What?
I don't know. But whatever it is, it's going to include you. Because I'm not going any place without you.
I love you, Joe.
I love you, too.
Who is it?
Detective Michaels, New York City Police.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
Can I fix you a drink?
No thanks. Listen, you're sure Paige doesn't know what we have in store for her tonight?
How could you know?
She doesn't know this Jack Brent character's in town, does she?
No. But she will.
And you're sure she'll recognize him?
Oh, she'll recognize him.
I take it you've set her up with him more than once.
Let's just say that Paige was his companion for a while. A very close companion.
Did you set Paige up with a lot of men like Jack?
Enough. What?
How many?
You're really interested in details, aren't you?
Look, I just want to be sure there isn't a misunderstanding here. That it wasn't a one-time thing, you know what I mean?
There's no misunderstanding. With Paige, it was a way of life.
She really think that meeting these men would help her career?
Paige went with these men for the same reason she made that porno film. Because I told her to.
What makes you so sure that Paige is going to be upset when she sees Jack again?
Here? In Houston? In a public place where she works? She'll be upset, all right.
What does Jack know about me?
Nothing. I just told him that you were a friend who might be interested in investing in a film deal. I said I wanted to talk to him, arranged to meet him at the top of the world.
Look, he doesn't expect to meet me there, does he?
No, I didn't think that was very smart. You? Letting Paige see the three of us together? No, I've arranged for him to meet you here at the suite later on tonight after our little evening's entertainment.
Well, it sounds like you've worked everything out.
Yes? I think we're in for quite an interesting evening.
Good. Then I'll drive over to the club and get a ringside seat.
Are you still mad because I asked Elaine about sharing her apartment?
I told you not to.
I need someplace to stay.
Well, you sure picked one heck of a time. You picked the worst possible time to go bothering Elena.
Well, it's not like that's the reason I went over there, Billy Joe. I wanted to offer her my condolences. The whole business about the apartment just sort of came up in the course of conversation.
Yeah, I'll just bet.
Matter of fact, Elena was the one who brought it up. She said, Ruby.
I've known you a long time. You're my sister. And I love you. But there's something I gotta tell you. You got no sensitivity sometimes, not when it comes to other people's feelings.
Billy Joe. What a terrible thing to say.
Maybe so, but it's true.
Well, everybody's got their faults.
Yeah. And lack of sensitivity just happens to be yours.
You know, you're not so perfect yourself. I mean, you have a lot of faults. You just don't see me going around making a list out of them.
I know, and you don't
Like
need
the way
to.
you leave your clothes lying all around the apartment all the time, and the way you stand in front of the refrigerator with the door open for half an hour when you're looking for something, and the way you squeeze your toothpaste from the middle of
I know all about the toothpaste, Ruby. All I'm trying to say here is that you picked the worst possible time to go talking to Elena about you moving in with
Well,
her.
I'm sorry. Only Elena's the one that brought it up.
Fine. Well, next time Elena brings it up, you gotta promise me that you just drop it right back down again. Okay? Good.
You know, I know what's got you so upset. And it doesn't have anything to do with Elena.
Miss Decker,
Yes?
I'm Detective Michaels, New York City Police.
Oh,
I was part of the team that interrogated you when your brother Ricky was shot.
yeah, I remember that.
Do you mind if I come in?
Well, I'm really pretty late. I'm on my way over to the Coop. My brother and I sing there.
I wanted to ask you a few questions about Joe Foster.
I've already told you everything I know about Joe Foster. I've talked to you about it. I've talked to the Houston police about it. I've talked to everybody about it. And if it's all the same to you, I would really prefer not to talk about it anymore.
I know how you must feel, Miss Decker, but this shouldn't take more than a few moments.
Well, like I said, I'm late and I'm on my way over to the Coop. Now, maybe you could meet me over there and we could talk about it there.
I thought that might make you nervous in front of your friends.
All right. Come in.
Thank you. I don't know if you know it or not, Miss Decker, but the Houston police have identified the canvas bag that Joe Foster carried the money in when he abducted you.
Yes, Ruby told me. That's my manager's sister.
Did she also tell you the bag was empty when they found it?
Yes? I don't see what that has to do with me, though.
The bag was found in the possession of a dead man, a man named Gus Perkins. Perkins apparently ran into a busy intersection and was hit by a car. We assume he was trying to retrieve the bag.
Yes, Ruby told me that.
Well, we traced Perkins to a diner where he worked as a cook. The lady who runs the diner tells us that there's a man who fits the description of Joe Foster worked there also. Now we believe that Foster and Perkins were partners.
Partner? Well, I don't see how I can be of any help.
Well, apparently there was a third person involved. Miss Decker, The lady at the diner says it was a woman who was girlfriend of Joe Foster's working there with him.
Oh, I guess they said what the girlfriend looked like?
Yes. Description was general. About your height. Cute. Light brown curly hair.
Not very much to go on, is it?
No, it isn't. But we're bending every effort to find her.
Why? Why are you so interested in this girlfriend?
We hope she'll lead us to Joe Foster. And there's a good reason to believe that she was the last person to see Gus Perkins alive.
I think you're upset because Nita turned you down when you asked her to call off the divorce and move back in with you.
Oh, great. Wonderful. So now my sister is an expert in psychology, too.
I don't have to be an expert, Billy Joe. All I gotta do is look in my big brother's face whenever anybody mentions Nita's name.
Look, how many times I gotta tell you, I don't want you to call me Big Brother anymore.
You're trying to change the subject. It upsets you to talk about Nita, doesn't it?
Of course it does. And besides, what's that got to do with you moving in with Elena?
It's got everything to do with it. The only reason I went to Elena in the first place was because of Nita. And you told me that she would never come back to you as long as I was staying at your apartment. Believe me, Billy Joe, the very last thing I want to do is come between you and your wife and kid.
Ruby, I know
And Billy
that.
Joe, you gotta remember, it was you who suggested that I move in with Elena in the first place.
I know that. But when Elena said no, I'd let it drop. And that's your problem, Ruby. You just won't let it drop.
I can't let it drop. I need some place to live. And I don't want to live just anywhere. Now, it's going to take me some time to find the right place.
You got all the time you need, darling. Nobody's pushing you. You make it sound like I'm going to just toss you out in the street and tell you find a place by next Tuesday or something.
Are you sure you won't?
Oh, come on, Ruby.
No, really, Billy Joe, what would you do if Nita said she'd move back in with you tomorrow?
We'd work something out. Besides, I'm sure that's not going to happen.
It might. So you see, I might not have that much time after all.
Hey, Billy Joe.
Oh, hey there, Jim.
How you doing, buddy?
Okay.
How's everything?
Very good.
This here's Lacey Wheeler. This is Billy Joe Wright. He's the manager here, and he's the one who's doing a good job with Lena's career. You know, I told you about that?
Yeah, well, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. I saw you a couple nights ago, didn't I?
Oh, yeah?
She's Grant Wheeler's daughter, and she's staying over at Iris Wheeler's place for a while.
Oh, well, then you're just visiting.
Oh, no. My dad and I are looking for some ranch property. Hope to find a place in the Houston area.
Oh, huh? Oh, this here, Ruby. Excuse me, Ruby, this is my sister, Ruby. Ruby, this is Lacey Wheeler. And, of course, you know
Hi.
Jeb.
Nice to see you again, Ruby.
Nice to see you again.
Elena's told me a lot about you, you know.
Well, not all about me, I hope.
Well, she said you knew a lot about the music business.
Oh, well, it's real sweet of her. I guess I know a little.
Oh, yeah, Ruby's spent the past couple years up in Nashville. She's been working as an agent up there.
Oh, yeah? Oh, now, wait a minute. Now, I knew this old boy in the Army. He was telling me he was working for an agent in Nashville. His name was,
Oh, well,
maybe you
there's
know the
a
guy.
lot of folks in Nashville, and most of them are in the music business. It's a big town.
Yep, that's for sure. Yeah, you're right.
Well, look, we don't want to bore Lacey with a lot of talk about the music world.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, you two came here to have a good time.
Hey, that's right. You guys better go in there and grab a table, because it's going to be packed tonight.
Oh, yeah, you think so, huh?
I'm sure.
All right, well, let's get in there then. You guys come have a beer with us later on, okay?
That's a promise,
You
buddy.
can count on it.
Hey, how are you doing?
Jeb Hampton. Isn't he the one that wrote Elena's hit record, It's All Over Town?
Yeah, that's right. Look, I got to get to the office, make sure Ricky's on his way over here.
Two beers.
Right, Jeb.
Okay, Roy?
Right. You two doing all right?
Oh, so far, so good.
Mind if I sit down?
Oh, excuse me, yes. Sit right down here. Where are my manners?
Well, I guess you came to hear my client sing.
Yeah, where is Ricky, anyways?
Oh,
Huh?
he'll be here soon.
Ruby here is Ricky's manager.
You ever heard Ricky sing, Lacey?
No, I haven't. But I did see him at the barn dance the other evening.
Oh, yeah. Well, That was a terrible thing about his brother.
Yeah, it was a shame. I was just getting to know him. A couple of times I went out riding at the Marshall Ranch. Seemed like a very nice guy.
Max was a hell of a guy. I'm surprised Ricky's gonna sing tonight. I mean, it feels like singing. The funeral was just yesterday.
Well, singing was my idea. I kind of think it's best to just throw yourself back into your work after something like that. Speaking of work, I loved your song. It's all over town.
Oh, thank you.
How come Elena hasn't recorded any of your other hits?
I haven't written any other hits.
Well, why not?
'Cause I'm not a songwriter there, Ruby.
Well, it seems to me if you turned out one good tune, you ought to be able to do it again.
No, that's not necessarily true. It's, see, it was a present to a friend from one friend to another. Understand?
Well, I think that's a shame. Ricky's just getting started, and what with you guys being such good friends and all, I sort of thought maybe you'd be interested in writing a song for him.
What happened to Elena? Hey, Ricky, where you been, man? I've been calling your place. I didn't get any answer.
I'm sorry, Billy Joe. I'm late, but there was a 3-car accident down on Westheimer Drive. There's traffic backed up for a mile. Say, where's Elena?
Well, she'll probably be here.
So Joe Foster never mentioned the girlfriend to you?
No, he didn't. As a matter of fact, I always got the feeling that he didn't really have too many friends. He was sort of a loner.
I see.
Detective Michaels, you said that the police believe that this girlfriend was the last one to see Gus Perkins alive.
That's right.
Why is that?
The lady at the diner tells us that the girlfriend went out with Perkins that night.
I guess you know her name, too.
Yes, Small. Calls herself Helen Small, but that's probably an alias. For all we know, she has a record herself.
You really think so?
Running around with the likes of Joe Foster.
You really think that Joe Foster is a hardened criminal, don't you?
Why don't you tell me, Miss Decker? He kidnapped you twice.
But he didn't hurt me, and he was really nice to me the second time.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't waste my sympathies on Joe Foster. If it suited his purposes, you'd probably be dead right now. Thank you for your time, Miss Decker.
I'm sorry I couldn't be more help.
Well, let's hope I don't have to bother you again.
Well, cops don't think too much of me, do they?
Joe, what is going to happen?
Nothing. Nothing's gonna happen.
I'm afraid, Joe. Don't leave me. I know it's dangerous for you to stay here, but please don't leave me.
I don't know, Elena. It looks like my staying here is more dangerous for you than it is for me.
Joe.
Look, don't worry. I'm not gonna leave you, Elena. Not until we got a plan.
Excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
How nice to see you.
Yes, it's nice to see you, too. You're looking well.
Why, thank you. I feel well. I think I'm finally beginning to relax and settle into some sort of routine.
Have you heard from Dad yet?
No, I haven't, but then I really didn't expect to. I mean, after all, he's only going to be in Dallas a couple of days. You'll probably hear from him at the station tomorrow.
Probably.
I'm a little surprised you didn't go with him.
Well, he invited me. To tell you the truth, the idea of sitting around with a bunch of newscasters didn't excite me.
But Dallas can be fun, Dennis.
Yes, it can also be very hot at this time of the year.
That's right. I keep forgetting you're not a native Texan. Well, I have a table if you'd like to stay for dinner.
No, I think I'll sit here at the bar. That way I can keep an eye on all the action.
How are you?
All right.
Good. Hey, this is Lacey Wheeler. It's Ricky, Elena's brother.
Hi. I saw you at the bar dance the other evening. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, too.
You all set, honey?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You guys are in for a real great show tonight.
Jeb says you're a terrific performer, Ricky.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe I ought to let Jeb do my publicity for me here, huh?
Maybe not, huh?
Where's Elena?
She's on her way, I guess.
You've never heard Ricky sing, Lacey?
No. Last time I was here, Elena sang.
Oh, yeah? Well, man, you're in for a treat because Ricky here's got a heck of a voice.
Yeah, for hog calling.
Hog calling.
I can't wait to hear you.
Speaking of singing, Ricky and I have to have a little talk about some arrangements I'm having done.
Now?
If that's all right.
Well, sure. You know how it is in this business. The managers pull all the weight, you know?
Boy, this place is really starting to fill up, huh? I guess I was right.
I guess.
Having Johnny Paycheck here last night was good for business.
Billy Joe, I'm sorry I'm late. I meant to get here sooner. I couldn't.
Calm down, darling. Everything's all right. The show's not going to start for another 15 minutes.
Oh,
Hey, Elena. Hey, you all right?
yeah. I'm just a little nervous. That's all. I had to rush to get here. Detective Michael stopped by my apartment as I was leaving.
What did he want?
Nothing. He just wanted to ask me a few questions about Joe Foster.
What sort of questions?
It's nothing. Listen, I'm thirsty. Anyone want a beer?
No, I have to sing.
I'll have one.
All right, I'll get you one.
I'll help you.
How'd your shopping trip go today?
What shopping trip?
I couldn't pick you up at home tonight because you were going shopping. That's why I agreed to meet you here.
Oh, yeah. Forgotten.
Yeah. Well, how was it?
Not very successful. Actually, I got finished sooner than I thought I would.
Then I could have picked you up at home after all then, huh?
Would you like another beer?
No.
We're just gonna sit here looking at each other?
We might just do that. Unless you tell me what's going on here.
Well, nothing's going on.
Look, Lacey, the other night at the barn dance, you know, you left before the thing even got started. You're crying and stuff like that. Then I ask you to go out, and you say, I can't pick you up at home because you're going on some shopping trip that you just forgot all about. You know, and I ask, can I call you? I can't even call you, so what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, okay?
Is it me?
No, it's not you.
Do you think like maybe I'm coming on too strong or something like that?
Oh, I don't think that.
Well, good, because it's just a date. It's a first date, you know, that's all.
I know that.
Well, I don't understand. I mean, there's something going on here. Like, I feel like I'm caught in the middle of something. Do you want to tell me what it is? Do you have a problem or something?
Jim. Please, okay?
Hey, Lacey, come on. I'd like to help you if I can. Maybe I can, huh? Or then again, maybe I'm just making things worse.
No, you're not. It's not you.
Well, what is it? Come on, tell me what it is.
It's my father.
Hi. Join me in a drink.
Oh, no, I don't think I better, Dennis.
Oh,
while
come
I'm
on.
working,
You're not
but-
going to force me to drink alone, are you?
Well, maybe I will join you, just to keep you company. Don, could I have a club soda with a twist of lemon? Thanks. So, how's work going?
Hasn't Dad told you?
No, actually, he hasn't. He's just mentioned how glad he is that you two have the opportunity to work together.
It's great.
Must keep you pretty busy, huh?
Very busy. Something wrong?
No. I was just wondering. Do you feel uncomfortable around me, Dennis?
No.
I'm glad. I never thought we'd be able to meet again like this, like friends. You know, for a pair of exes, we're doing pretty good.
Come on, we're not exes yet.
Well, not officially, but I'm glad you feel that you can come here and talk to me. And I think we should just put the past behind us and concentrate on the future.
To the future.
Well, Lacey, you know, your dad seemed pretty nice to me, except at the barn dance that night. He was acting a little weird.
Dad's very overprotective.
Well, fathers are like that, you know?
It's more than that, though.
Well, more like what? I mean, like, what's he protecting you from?
From the men I go out with.
Oh, you mean guys like me?
You. And every other guy I've ever gone out with.
I don't understand.
Every time I meet someone, even before we get to know each other, Dad starts in.
Well, starts in. What do you mean?
Criticizing. Telling me they're not good enough for me. Doing everything he can to see that I don't see them again.
Well, look, like I said, you know, fathers are like that. They are, really, they are. Okay, I'll tell you what. You take my sister Ginny, for example, all right? Now, we grew up on army bases, you know, all over the place. And, well, my dad, he's just about as strict as they come, you know. And every time Ginny had a date, the guy would come over, you know, and my dad would put him through, like all kinds of, like, inspection, you know?
Well, what'd she do about it?
Well, she got to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. Finally, she just let him have it.
Did it do any good?
He never did it again, but I'm not saying he didn't think it. You know, so, Lacey, what I'm trying to say is, you gotta let people know how you feel, you know? Now, if you got a problem with your dad, talk to him, you know, tell him what's going on. Maybe he doesn't have any idea this is how you feel.
How come I get the feeling, though, that you're talking about yourself?
I was talking about myself? No, I wasn't talking about myself, but it's good advice, though, and, well, now that I think about it, I guess there's somebody I wish I'd have said a few things to, but, well...
A girl?
Oh, yeah.
Did you like her a lot?
I was engaged. I was gonna marry her.
What happened?
Well, she just wasn't ready, you know. That's what she said.
Are you sorry you let her go?
Yeah. I'll tell you something, man. I'll tell you. You have to really fight for what you think, you know, what you believe. That's what you gotta do. You really do.
Where'd she go?
She's in Dallas.
Is it too late to let her know how you feel?
Oh, she knows. She knows, all right.
Did you think you could have stopped her?
Maybe. Maybe I could have. But she's gone now. There's nothing I can do.
Well, it's not too late.
Yeah, it is. She's gone. She's in Dallas. What can I do?
Well, maybe you should just go right after her.
Ruby, you said you wanted to talk to me earlier about those arrangements.
Oh, yeah, I did, but they can wait. Isn't this a pretty shirt Ricky has on?
Yeah, it's really nice. Is it new, Ricky?
Mm-hmm. We bought it special for today's show. Of course, I still think he looks sexier in that old blue work shirt. The one with the little anchor buttons.
You know something, Ruby? I'm going to have to go out and buy me one of those shirts just to make you happy. I don't know why, but Ruby here seems to think that I have this work shirt with anchor buttons.
Are you sure you don't?
Yeah, I'm positive I don't. Elaine, have you ever seen me in a shirt like that?
No, I haven't.
Well, I can't imagine how I got an idea like that into my head.
Well, you know what? Why don't we go over and sit down with Jeb over there until the show starts, huh?
Why don't you boys go ahead and we'll catch up with you. There's something I want to talk to Ruby about.
Okay, but don't take too long, all right? We can check and see if Bill's ready. Let's go.
Don, will you please take care of this? All right. Would you excuse me, Dennis? I have some customers to take care of. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Paige. You remember Jack Brent, don't you?
Paige? I thought that was you.
Jack, what a pleasant surprise.
So how have you been?
Fine. Are you two here for dinner?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we are, but if you don't have any tables, we'd be glad to wait.
Oh, well, no, that's not necessary. A table won't be a problem. Don, Would you please show these gentlemen to table 4?
Ruby, the reason why I asked you to stay behind is I wanted to explain to you about that shirt.
What shirt?
The shirt with the anchor buttons on it. The one you saw in my apartment the other day when you dropped by.
Oh, Elena. I'd forgotten all about that.
Well, you were just talking about that shirt. That's the shirt that you thought Ricky owned.
Oh, so that's where I saw it. Oh, I remember now. Well, no wonder Ricky thought I was crazy.
Well, actually, I did tell you it was Ricky's shirt.
You did?
Yes, only it's not.
What difference does it make?
Well, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. It's just that I didn't want you to think I was lying to you. It was just, I made a mistake.
Everybody can make a mistake. So whose shirt was it then?
Actually, it was Max's. Well, see, I took it from the ranch the other night. I suppose it sounds kind of silly, but I kind of felt like if I had something of his near me, it wouldn't really feel like he was gone.
I understand.
Except when you asked me about the shirt, it all seemed so childish that I just ended up telling you it was Ricky's shirt.
Well, look, Lena, don't make a fuss about it. It really doesn't make that much difference.
No, it doesn't. It's just that I wanted you to know that I wanted to tell you.
Hey, ladies, show's just about ready to start. Let's hit on in there, huh?
Billy Joe, I'm not feeling too well all of a sudden.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
It's my stomach again.
Hey, you better see a doctor about that, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Ricky's going to be awful disappointed.
Well, I know he is. Maybe you shouldn't tell him till after the show, okay?
Yeah, but don't worry about that. Ricky'll understand. You want me to drive you home?
No, I can make it on my own. You just take care of your customers, okay?
Okay.
Something's bothering that girl. And it's more than just a stomach ache.
What did you two talk about?
Nothing. Nothing important. But I'm telling you this, that girl needs help. She's in trouble.
What she needs is a break. She's found 2 dead bodies, she's been kidnapped twice, and now her brother's died. It's a miracle she's still in one piece.
Well, I guess that's true enough. But you know, Billy Joe, what I think Elena needs more than anything else right now is a friend. I think maybe I should try and be that friend.
I think it's time to get the show on the road. Excuse us.
Answer. Why didn't you tell him?
Have you entertained these people, honey?
Well, I'm ready to give it a try, darling. Say, where's Elena?
Oh, she went into the powder room to fix her makeup, but she said go ahead on with the show. You all set?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let me warm things up for you.
Okay. Go to it, Kyle.
Listen up, everybody. Can I have your attention here for a second? Yo! Woo! Okay, listen, I know you all had a real fine time last night, and of course it's really wonderful to have somebody like Johnny Paycheck here at the Coop, right? But in the long run, your old friends are your best friends. So how about a big, nice, warm Texas welcome for the Coop's own Ricky Decker? Get up here!
If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Being right means living without you. I'd rather live a wrong than a right. Your mama and your daddy say it's a shame, it's a downright disgrace. As long as I've got you by my side, I don't care what your people say. Your friends say there's no future, love in a married man. If I can't have you when I want, I'll see you when I can. Loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Am I wrong to fall so deeply in love with you? I've got a wife and 3 little children depending on me too. Am I wrong to hunger for the gentleness of your touch? Long as I've got someone else at home who needs me oh so much. Are you wrong to give your love to a married man? Am I wrong for trying to hold on to the best thing I ever had? Loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Are you wrong to give your love to a married man? Am I wrong for trying to hold on to the best thing I ever had? Loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right if it means living without you. I don't want to be right if it means living without you. I don't want to be right if it means living without you.
You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I think I'm just a little shaken from having broken that glass.
Well, you shouldn't let a little thing like that bother you.
No, I shouldn't really. Dennis, you're going to have to excuse me. I have to get back to work,
Sure.
all right?
Oh, by the way, Paige, who was that guy with Pete Parnell just now?
Oh, that was a business associate of Peter's.
Someone you know?
Yeah, we've met. I'm real glad that you stopped by. I hope you do it again real soon, all right?
Yes, I'll make a point of it.
Oh, and Dennis, if you do talk to Elliot, will you tell him hi for me?
I'll do that.
Thanks.
It's kind of
Hey, now, that was one fine set. You're just
Thank
getting
you.
better and better.
Was it okay?
Okay. When you sang If Loving You Was Wrong, there wasn't a dry eye in the village.
Hey, Ricky, you were sensational as usual. I was proud of you.
Thank you.
It really was. It was everything Jeff said it would be.
I'm glad you liked it.
You know, Ricky, we still have to talk about those arrangements.
Well, in that case, we better be saying goodnight.
Hey, no, you guys don't have to leave. It's early.
Well, take it easy, honey. Not everybody's a night owl like we are.
Yeah, well, what the heck. Then we'll see you out at the ranch or something, all right?
Yeah, I'll see you later. So long.
Ruby, hang in there.
See you
Bye-bye.
later.
That Lacey seems like a pretty nice girl.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time tonight?
Great. How about you?
Yeah.
Got real quiet there towards the end.
I was just thinking about what you said about Courtney.
Courtney?
Yeah, that was the girl that I was telling you about. You know, you may be right. Maybe it's not too late.
You know, a good friend of mine once told me, you have to fight for what you believe in. You have to tell people how you feel.
Yeah, you do.
You don't have to walk me to my car.
Well, now, that's the least I can do since I'm not going to be driving you home.
Ricky's real nice, isn't he?
Yeah, he thought you were pretty nice, too.
Oh, he hardly noticed me.
No, he noticed you.
He and Ruby going together?
Well, Ruby's his manager.
Seemed like more than that to me.
No, I don't think so. Hey, I'm not jealous or anything like that, if that's what you're thinking.
Well, I did come with you.
No, you didn't. You drove yourself here.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Doesn't bother me, though. Is it going to bother your father?
I better be going now.
Got the arrangements with Bill, but he says he wants to talk you through them before we put anything down on paper.
Arrangements are pretty expensive, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but you can't look at it that way. A good arrangement pays for itself 100 times over.
You know, Elena's the one you ought to be doing these arrangements for.
Elena has her own arrangements. And besides, Elena's Billy Joe's concern.
Yeah, but I feel so guilty about you spending all this money.
Why?
Well, because Elena is the singer in the family. I mean, me coming in here, you know, it's just a way for me to have some fun.
You know, I finally figured it out where I saw that blue work shirt with the anchor buttons. It's pretty good.
Where's that?
On your brother Max. He was wearing it at the barn dance on that night he was killed.
Max? No, I don't think so. Max had a lot of work shirts like that, but not just like that one. I mean, Max was an army man.
Well, I guess I was mistaken again.
Yeah, I guess you were.
Well, I must say that film you outlined sounds very interesting. Of course, I'm going to have to wait a while before I make a commitment on it.
I understand. Now, listen, I'll be in Houston for a couple of weeks. I have some potential investors I'll be talking to.
Fine. I'll stay in touch.
It's a pleasure, Dennis, and I look forward to hearing.
I'll be talking to you, Jack.
Pete, thanks for everything.
Okay, sure thing. Well, what'd you think? I thought Page put on quite a performance.
You sure he didn't recognize me from the Top of the World Club?
No. He was too busy watching Page.
You don't think he found it strange running into her like that?
Well, he did at first, but when I remind him that Houston is Page's hometown, he seems satisfied. What about you? You satisfied?
For the moment.
That means you're planning a repeat performance?
That's right. But for a different audience. I think my father will be very interested in seeing Page's reaction to Jack Brent.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
I don't know.
It's all right, Roy.
But Billy Joe told me, he gave me strict orders, nobody's allowed in this office except him and Mr. Parnell.
It won't be any problem, I promise.
Well,
I only want to use the phone.
well, can't you use the phone out in the bar?
You're not going to make me stand out in the bar and keep pumping silver into that box, are you? Not when I can sit down right here and get comfortable.
Well, is it business or personal?
Business, of course.
Look, you'd make me feel a whole lot better, Ruby, if you just wait till Billy Joe gets back.
Don't worry, Roy. It's going to be okay. Look, when Billy Joe said no one was allowed in this office, he didn't mean me. No, I'm his sister. I'm Ricky's manager. It's almost like I'm part manager of the coop. I won't be long.
Oh, Ruby,
Of course I can't wait for Billy Joe to get here. That's the whole reason I left the apartment early. So Big Brother wouldn't hear me make this call.
Well, what a pleasant surprise.
Morning, honey.
Morning, Mama.
How do you feel?
Okay. Is Daddy still here?
Yes, he's on the phone in the den. He'll be out shortly. Would you like some coffee?
No, thanks. Who's he talking to?
The office in Washington.
Why didn't Daddy call me when he came home last night?
I wouldn't let him.
Mama, you knew I had to talk to him.
You both needed your sleep.
It was so important.
Honey, it was past midnight, and you couldn't do anything at that hour.
Good morning, sweetheart.
Morning, Daddy.
I understand you want to talk to me.
Yes, I do.
What about?
I want you to know that Barrett sold his shares of the Marshall land to Justin.
Yes, your mother told me.
Well, that means that Justin has control of the ranch. Am I right? And you know what that means, don't you? He's going to drill on that land and destroy it. You're going to have to figure out a way to stop him, Daddy.
13 yellow roses. Long stem. Yeah, my daddy always told me to send 13. Listen, do you still sell those crystal vases? Yeah, I want you to put the roses in those. Understated yet overwhelming, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't care how much it costs, just so it looks real pretty. Could you deliver that right away? Fine. Remember now, yellow roses in a crystal vase. Fine. Bye-bye.
I brought you some coffee.
Thanks.
What lucky girl is receiving 13 yellow roses in a crystal vase?
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
Now, what can I do for you?
Okay. What are you up to, Peter?
Up to?
Don't give me that innocent bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why did you bring Jack Brent to the Top of the World Club last night?
Would you have preferred it if I had taken him somewhere else? One of your competitors, perhaps?
You brought him there deliberately, didn't you, Peter? You deliberately wanted to embarrass me.
Why would I want to do a thing like that? I think you're jumping to conclusions.
Dennis was right there at the bar, Peter.
Do you really care what Dennis thinks? at
That's
this
not
point?
the point.
What is your point, then?
I'm asking you why you're doing this to me.
I'm not doing anything.
I don't believe you. I think you're up to something, I can tell.
So mistrustful. Actually, I was getting together with Jack for business reasons. When I entertain for business, I like taking people places where I know they'll be impressed.
I don't think Jack Brent would have been very happy to have seen me either.
On the contrary, he was delighted to see you again.
I find that hard to believe.
Jack has nothing but good memories of your old days back in Hollywood, Paige.
Is that what you're doing? You're putting together another film with me as part of the financing?
As I recall, your name wasn't mentioned.
Oh, really?
Really? And I'm not doing a film deal. I'm out of the film business for good. Remember, I'm in the oil business now.
Well, then what kind of business were you doing?
Merely trying to arrange a good business deal for an old friend
What
of mine.
kind of business deal, Peter?
Don't think that's any of your business.
When you bring Jack Brent into the Top of the World Club with my estranged husband sitting right there, I think that's part of my business.
Okay, if you really want to know, I was thinking of talking Dennis into backing your Jack's next film deal.
You wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't I?
What do you expect to gain?
Nothing but the satisfaction of knowing that I've helped an old friend.
You'll never get away with this, Peter.
No, who's going to stop me?
I will if I have to.
How? By going to Dennis first and telling him what you really are?
It didn't happen that way. You know that.
Yeah, well, why don't you try telling Dennis that and see if he believes you? Or, is it Elliot now? Is that who really worries you?
Oh!
Shouldn't have done that, Paige.
No! What did I ever do to you?
It's not what you did, Paige. It's what you didn't do.
But you don't understand. I'm Billy Joe Wright's sister. That's right, the Billy Joe Wright who handles Elena Decker. No, I don't handle Elena Decker. My brother does. My client is Elena's brother, Ricky Decker. What do you mean you never heard of Ricky Decker? Well, he's almost as big a name as his sister is now. Well, can't I at least talk to Mr. Roberts? No, I think Ricky would go over really great on his show. But... Well, I'm sorry, little lady, but Ruby Wright don't give up that easy. Looks like I'm going to have to pay Mr. Phil Roberts a little visit.
Do you know whether the contract between Justin and Barrett was oral or written?
Kate said that Justin showed her a paper.
What kind of paper?
She said it looked like a contract.
Kate, read it.
She told me that she saw Barrett's signature on it.
Did she notice whether Barrett's signature had been witnessed?
His was the only name that she saw on the paper. Daddy, Ginny, and I have figured it all out.
What have you two got figured out?
Simple. You just have to prove that Barrett's crazy, that he wasn't competent when he signed that contract. And, Daddy, that should be real easy for you.
Rena.
Mama, he is crazy. In fact, to believe anything Justin Marshall says is crazy in itself. But to think that Barry actually believes that he could get Ginny back, well...
Rena, you may think he's crazy, but I don't think that will hardly hold up in a court of law.
The court might be interested in some of the other things that he's done, though.
Like what?
Like the terrible things he's done to Ginny.
What does Kate think of all this?
I know one thing. She wants her land back.
How bad she want it back?
I don't know. Why do you ask?
We're talking about some ugly business here if we go through with this.
In what way?
Well, we're going to have to find out whether Barrett's incompetent or not, and there'll be a hearing.
If that means getting her land, I'm sure she would agree to that and anything else.
It'll be a public hearing, Rena, and I can't see Kate airing the family problems in public.
You know how she's fought all these years to uphold the Marshall name, even through her own son's suicide.
Can't you request a closed session?
Anything outside the ranch and the family is an open session to Kate.
Well, what about that psychiatrist that he's been seeing in Colorado?
What about him?
Call him. He'll tell you about Barrett's incompetence.
Or competence. Just because he's seeing a doctor doesn't make him incompetent.
Daddy, will you do me a favor and check it out?
Yes, I will. When I get into town at the office, I'll call the doctor and get a reading.
Call him here. I'll get Kate to give you the name.
Honey, you can't just call up a doctor and ask him some information about a patient. I'm going to have to, especially over the phone.
All right. You tell me how we're going to get the answers.
I'll call one of the boys in Denver and have him go see the doctor and check with him personally.
Now, in the meantime, you won't get involved with anything else and forget about this, will you?
No, I won't, but I'm going to check with Kate on this first.
I think you'll find that Kate wants to break that contract.
Well, your father would be wrong if he didn't talk to her
I'm
about
not disagreeing with that.
All right. If Kate agrees, I'll proceed.
Thank you, Daddy.
I wouldn't get my hopes up, honey. I don't know if there's anything we can do to stop Justin.
You're very inquisitive this morning, Ashley.
Curious.
The
Just curious.
the flowers, they were a surprise.
For whom?
Ashley,
What's the big secret?
that's no secret.
Oh, well, when I overhear my fiancé ordering 13 yellow roses in a crystal vase on the telephone and then he's a little secretive about it, well, I kind of wonder. I have a right to ask questions, don't you think?
Oh, well, supposedly for you, as a surprise.
But they're not for me, are they?
No. You remember me telling you about that guy in Mississippi, the guy that, the wildcatter that let me in on that deal?
Yes.
Well, he and his wife, they moved to Houston. I wanted to give them a real Texas welcome.
Well, what could be nicer than 13 yellow roses in a Czechoslovakian crystal vase?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for bringing me the coffee.
You're welcome. Do you remember that geologist you told me to track down?
Did you find him?
Yes.
When can I see him?
I made an appointment for you tomorrow afternoon.
Good.
Now, what's so special about him?
He reads seismics better than any man around. If there's oil in the ground, he can read a seismic and tell you exactly where it is.
He's that accurate?
Well, most of the time anyway, yeah.
Well, what are your plans for him?
I want to use him on one of my new projects.
Well, you're really getting together a freelance staff for yourself, aren't you?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I am.
That's wonderful.
Well, there are a lot of good men out there.
Well, listen, what pleases me is that you're not going to have to depend on Bubba Wadsworth for anything anymore.
I'm going to try out different people, different projects. The ones who come through for me, I'm going to put them on my permanent staff.
Well, now, when it comes time for you to hire a pretty little secretary, I might have some recommendations.
I am going to hire only grandmotherly types.
Well, I think that's real smart of you. Are we on for lunch?
No, I have to meet with Walton at the bank.
You saw him yesterday.
Yeah, well, he's processing my loan. I have to sign some more papers.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
You're looking mighty pretty today, Miss Ace.
Bubba, I don't want you coming around here anymore.
Hey, wait a minute, little lady. Where do you think you're going?
Oh, well, I have to deliver this balloon bouquet to a Mr. Phil Roberts.
Sorry.
Well, it's for his birthday.
You'll have to leave him with me here at the desk.
All these balloons?
Yeah, they're getting ready to do the show. You can't go back there.
Oh, well, I can't leave them at the desk. I'm supposed to deliver them personally to Mr. Phil Roberts.
I can't let you do that.
Well, like I said, it's for his birthday.
I'm sorry. But we got rules, and I got to enforce them. Now, that's what they pay me for.
Well, if I don't do what my boss tells me to do, I'm going to lose my job.
Well, I'm truly sorry. But you got to leave them here, and I'll call and have somebody come out and get them.
I can't. It's not just the balloons.
Well, what else is there?
Well, I got a singing birthday telegram from Mr. Roberts, too.
Look, I'm really sorry, but
Do you want to ruin Phil Roberts' birthday surprise?
Well, I don't want to ruin nobody's birthday
Well, that's
surprise,
exactly
but...
what you're going to do if you don't let me in that door with these balloons and that singing telegram.
Well, all right. Now, you wait here, and I'll call and see if I can get you some clears. Sam? Sam, it's me, Jack. I've got... Hey, you can't do that. You can't go back there. Sam? I have got a girl headed back your way with a handful of balloons for Mr. Phil Roberts. That's right. You heard me. Balloons.
I've been hearing around town that you're starting to branch out on your own.
Well, you hear a lot of things around town these days, Bubba.
You thinking of getting rid of me?
You got to keep a low profile around here from now on.
Why? Nobody's going to be able to prove that we were slant drilling.
Ryan Connor is out for blood. You're number one on his list.
Well, so what? I mean, Ryan Connor ain't nothing. He don't scare me.
It's just better if you stay low right now.
Well, I thought you were in charge of production of World Oil.
I am.
Well, then Ryan Connor can't tell you who to work with.
He can, and he did.
You mean he told you not to work with me?
He went further than that. He said that he didn't want you associated with World Oil in any way.
Is that what he wanted? Or what you want?
I tell you, it's what Connor wants. And don't come around here anymore without calling me first, and stay out of the top of the World Club, will you?
You know something, buddy? You're running scared.
I'm just trying to be careful, Bubba. I don't want any more problems.
Well, you know what it's going to mean, don't you?
What?
That you and I are not going to be able to do much business together.
Yeah, I know that. For a while. Until I find a way to get rid of Ryan Connor.
Yeah, well, you've been talking about doing that for quite some time.
Well, that's my number one priority.
How you plan to pull that off?
I got plans.
Do they have anything to do with Miss Wheeler?
Might.
You and Miss Wheeler thick as thieves, ain't you?
Yeah.
So that's how you gonna get rid of Ryan Connor?
Right now, Iris is having a little trouble getting Ryan Connor bounced as president of the company.
But Iris wants him out, right?
Oh, and how? She thinks he's responsible for her husband's death.
Well, Miss Wheeler and that boy of hers own 2/3 of World Oil, don't they?
That's right.
Well, then surely that's more than enough to have Ryan fired.
The only trouble is her son thinks that Ryan Connor is doing a very good job. He will not vote with her to have him kicked out.
My friend, as I have always told you, there is more than one way to skin a bear.
Daddy called about Barrett yet? Not yet. Is your stomach still upset?
No, the crackers help.
Do you have a fever?
I don't think so.
Why don't you lie down for a while?
I've tried that already. It doesn't help.
I called Evan this morning, and he suggested that you make an appointment with Bart. It could be nerves, but it could be a virus.
I just think I'm having a reaction to the sedatives that he gave me.
Well, I'm sure Bart would be able to help you.
Mama, will you stop worrying about me? I'll be all right. All right? Are you staying home from the station just because of me?
I can get just as much work done here at home as I can in the office. In fact, without the phones, I can probably get more done.
Mama, just can't stop thinking about Max.
I know, honey.
I'm trying to adjust. I'm trying to work things out, but I just can't
You
seem
just
to...
need more time, that's all. Maybe you'd feel better if you got out of the house for a while.
I'd rather stay home.
You know, we could go to the lake. Would you like that? Should be lovely and cool up there, and your father could come on up after work, and we could all have dinner.
Okay. Yes, I'd like that.
All right, then that's what we'll do. Come on, why don't you put some cold water on your face? It'll make you feel a whole lot better. I'll get that.
It's from Justin.
Justin?
These the keys to your car?
Yes.
See you later.
Rena, where are you going?
Make sure the applause sign is working, please. Ben, you can't schedule Pinckney neighbors back to back with Renee Warburg. They can't stand each other.
Well, is it serious?
Are you kidding? They were on the Carson show and she punched him out right there on camera.
I forgot.
Well, we'll have to get Renee off as fast as we can, and then don't bring Pink on till she's out of the studio, or you'll hear an explosion all the way to El Paso.
Right.
And Ben, what about my makeup?
Oh, get somebody from makeup down here on the set right away, please. Excuse me.
Mr. Roberts,
Yeah,
may I speak with you for a minute?
you're the girl with the balloons.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phil.
Okay, you can can it with the birthday bit. My birthday was 4 months ago.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You made a mistake, honey. All right, let's fix the lights here now.
Well,
Okay. Move that over just a little bit.
actually, Mr. Roberts, there wasn't any
Yes.
mistake. The balloons were just my way of getting in to see you.
I see. Well, you just leave your name and address with the guard, and I'll send you an autographed picture. Now, let's heat this one up here.
No, Mr. Roberts, I have to talk to you right now.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
about something very, very important.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Pull this over here.
Mr. Roberts, I manage a singer who I think would go over really great on your show.
Do you know how many calls I get a day from people who think their clients would be great on my show?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sure you
close
do,
that up.
but Ricky's very special.
Oh, they're all special.
Mr. Roberts, I don't think you understand.
No, I do understand. You're the one who doesn't.
But Ricky's just starting to make a big name for himself here in Houston now, and one of these days he's going to be bigger than his sister Elena.
Elena, huh?
That's right, Elena Decker.
Your client is Elena Decker's brother?
Yeah, that's what I said. Ricky Decker.
Is that right? You know, I think we might be able to do some business after all.
What do you know about corporate politics?
A lot?
How could you know a lot?
I've been around a long time.
But not in the corporate world.
No, not directly. But I've been around enough meetings and I've heard a lot of talk from all sides.
How'd that happen?
Well, presidents of corporations and chairman of the board of directors, they think I'm just an old country boy with a nose for oil. So they figure their secrets are going to be safe with me.
How'd you like to share a little of that knowledge with me?
Maybe.
What's your price?
Depends on what you want.
You know what I want?
You want to be president of World Oil.
Well, that's part of it. The other part is I want to ruin Ryan Connor.
You know, I thought that was a pretty good idea for a long time now.
But we still have a chance. If Iris still believes that Ryan is responsible for her husband's death.
Well, I want to think on it. And then I'll see if I can't come up with something to let you know.
I want to know your price up front, Baba.
No, we got no problem. I promise you, we're going to have a deal that's going to be good for both of us.
All right, you start working on this right away. Alex's brother is in the picture now.
Well, what's he doing in the picture?
Well, he's living at Iris's place right now. If he can convince Iris that she's wrong about Ryan, we're out of luck. I'll be talking to you.
I need makeup now. Come on, honey. Come on. Sit over here. Right there.
Thank you.
You know, I tried to get Elena on my show twice before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when I called up over there, they told me that she and her manager were up in New York. She was singing at a cafe up there, so I put the idea on hold. And then when I called up again, I found out she had just been kidnapped.
Yeah, well, Elena's had a real rough run of luck lately.
And that was the second time she was kidnapped, wasn't it?
Yeah. I hope you understand, though, that I didn't come here to talk about Elena. In fact, if you ask me, I'd say Elena's been slipping a little lately.
Really?
Yeah, well, she's not the performer she used to be. I don't even know if she's interested in having a career anymore.
That might make a good story.
What?
Star burning herself out. That's the kind of thing that people pick up on, you know.
Yeah, well, I wish I could help you out, but I don't handle Elena. That's my brother, Billy Joe Wright. But I think you'd be wasting your time talking to him.
Wait a minute. Your brother handles Elena Decker? And you handle Elena's brother, Ricky? Now, that's an interesting angle. Hey, Ben! Somebody get Ben for me. A brother and a sister who manage a brother and a sister.
Yeah, well, I think it's a pretty good angle at that.
Does that cause any problems?
Problems?
You know, family squabbles, anything like that.
Oh, no, just the opposite. We're one big happy family.
Ah. You know, the more I think about it, I think that might make a very interesting show.
Then you let Ricky sing on the show?
Sure. As long as he brings Elena with him.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
Good.
Well, how soon can you get him on?
I was thinking about tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, we've had a cancellation.
I don't know. That's pretty short notice.
I know, but I like this idea. It's catchy, and I think we could use something like that. But, of course, if you can't make it, if there's some problem...
We'll be there.
Great. Now, you check with Janet right over there about the time, the place, the clothes, all of that. Okay?
You bet. I think you're going to be very happy with Ricky, Mr. Roberts. You'll see.
And Elena.
And Elena.
You're gonna have to come right over.
You said on the phone that Paige came to your apartment. I want to know what she said.
Well, she was rather upset about last night.
She doesn't have any idea that I was involved in this, does she?
Not directly.
What do you mean, not directly?
Well, I told her that I was acting as go-between to try and arrange for you to finance Jack Brent's next film.
You think that was wise?
If you could have seen the look on Paige's face, you'd know that it was very wise.
She was upset then?
You might say that.
She's probably worried that I'm going to find out about her little relationship with Jack Brent.
Well, I'd say she's definitely afraid of that, but there's something else she's even more afraid of.
And what's that?
She's afraid that your father might find out.
Well, hello, Miss Rena.
What did Paige say about my father?
No, she didn't say anything.
Well, you just said
Let's
that-
just say that Paige's message went beyond words. It, bothers you that Paige is seeing Elliot, doesn't it?
Paige is going to ruin my father's life just like she ruined mine.
If we let her.
He refuses to believe what she really is.
That's because it hasn't been put to him in the right way yet. But we're going to have to take care of that right now, aren't we? I think it's time for us to put stage 2 of our little plan into effect.
Yeah, Miss Rena didn't like the
Ashley.
flowers very much. Big Texas welcome for a wildcatter's
Wait a
wife.
minute,
I shouldn't
wait a
believe that cock and bull story when you told me that this morning. I hate being lied to.
I can explain everything.
Well, you better start explaining, Buster.
I didn't tell you the truth about the roses because I knew you'd take it the wrong way.
Well, obviously, Miss Rena took it the wrong way, too.
Well, both of you did.
Did we?
There is nothing between Rena and me that's ancient history.
There's a difference now, Justin. Max is dead.
Wait, calm down, will you? You remember I told you about Rena and the funeral, and she blamed me for being responsible for Max's death?
Yes?
Well, it was a terrible thing. She was very upset.
Go on.
A lot of what she said was, well, it was true.
So? So
I felt guilty, and I got her some flowers.
Was that going to be your peace offering?
Well, no. No, of course not. Listen, Ash, Rena is very close to Ryan. I don't want him starting trouble with me.
Well, why didn't you tell me that this morning?
I know. I should have, but I know how you feel about Rena. Like I told you before, I wasn't sure that you would understand.
I see.
I just figured I'd send the flowers, smooth everything over, that would be the end of it.
Mm-hmm. And then you and Miss Rena can be buddy-buddy, and little Ashley can be out in the cold.
Why are you reacting like this? I didn't expect that.
You didn't even expect me to find out about it.
I'm sorry. I should have told you up front.
You better clean this mess up, Justin.
You sit down, relax.
I can't. There's no telling what's happened to Rena.
Nothing's happened to her.
She's so upset about Max, she doesn't know what she's doing half the time. She certainly has no business driving a car. She didn't even take her wallet.
Honey, please, don't jump to conclusions.
Mr. Bellman?
Thank you very much, Bo. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
Where have you been?
I returned the flowers to Justin. Why did you have the state police after me?
I asked him to call.
Your mother and I were worried about you, honey.
Do you know how embarrassing it is to have a state trooper politely ask you if he could drive your car?
The state you were in, you had no business driving anywhere. And I'd much rather have you embarrassed than injured.
I drive carefully, thank you.
You promise you'll never do that again.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to worry you. Now, Daddy, did you call Barrett about this?
No.
Daddy.
Hear me out. I talked to Kate. She doesn't want to test the agreement between Barrett and Justin.
That means she'll lose the ranch.
Honey, Kate does not want a court fight between members of the family over the family land.
Kate's never backed away from a fight in her life.
This involves the Marshall name. That's even more sacred than the land.
And this one she is very likely to lose.
Are you sure?
Well, it's a very slim chance and not worth airing the family problems.
Oh, half of Houston knows that Barrett's crazy.
All right, now calm down. It's not worth all this.
Honey, I talked to Barrett, and he's not going to sue Justin for fraud or breach of contract.
I don't believe that.
Barrett is capable of handling his own affairs. No matter how badly, there's no chance he can be declared incompetent.
So the law's on Justin's side once again. You know something, Daddy? If the law paid attention to its victims and stopped catering to its criminals, my Max wouldn't be dead.
You got a point there.
Don't you dare encourage her.
Just trying to help her.
The best way to help her is to make her understand and accept the fact that Justin did not kill Max.
I think he did.
Strike her.
If Justin had not been slant drilling, Max would be alive today.
You don't know Justin was slant drilling.
Max knew it.
Max had no right to blow up that well.
Sometimes a man has to do what he thinks is right.
Max was wrong, and you of all people should know that. And unless Rena understands and accepts that, she's going to be miserable for the rest of her life.
Don't go. We have to talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about.
Of course there is. We're engaged.
I gotta go to work.
You have to get over this obsession you have with Rena.
No, you're the one that's obsessed. I didn't give her those yellow roses.
This was just an innocent gesture on my part.
And you lied to me about it.
All right. I didn't tell you the truth about the flowers. That's the truth, because I was sure it would be made into some big deal.
Isn't it?
No! I was just trying to express my sympathy. Can't you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
Well, you're not acting as though you do.
Well, it's like you say, Justin. Sometimes your actions can be misinterpreted.
Why the devil are you so insecure? You're wearing my engagement ring.
I have always been insecure about Rena.
I'm not some rejected suitor longing for a reconciliation. I am the one that walked out on her. Never forget that. I thought that was plain for you to see.
I guess it is.
I'm really sorry.
Are you really?
Yes. Will you forgive me?
Yes, I'll forgive you.
Why don't we go up to the club and have a nice glass of wine, huh?
I'd love one, but I have a whole lot of work I've got to do for Mr. Collins.
Now, can't you spare me just 20 minutes?
No, I really can't this time, Justin. We can have a whole bottle of wine tonight for dinner.
Well, no, I don't think I can join you tonight.
Why not?
Well, I've got a new deal I have to work on here. I'll be here till after 11 o'clock.
Justin, you're supposed to be moving into my apartment tonight.
Well, I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Tell you what, I'll try to take off work tomorrow, and I'll come help you pack your things up, okay?
No, I'll hire somebody to do that. I want you to save your energy for more important things.
You're my sister. And I love you. But there's something I gotta tell you. You got no sensitivity sometimes, not when it comes to other people's feelings.
Billy Joe. What a terrible thing to say.
Maybe so, but it's true.
Well, everybody's got their faults.
Yeah. And a lack of sensitivity just happens to be yours.
You know, you're not so perfect yourself. I mean, you have a lot of faults. You just don't see me going around making a list out of them.
I know, and you don't
Like
need
the way
to.
you leave your clothes lying all around the apartment all the time, and the way you stand in front of the refrigerator with the door open for half an hour when you're looking for something, and the way you squeeze your toothpaste from the middle of
I know all about the toothpaste, Ruby. All I'm trying to say here is that you picked the worst possible time to go talking to Elena about you moving in with her.
Well, I'm sorry. Only Elena's the one that brought it up.
Fine. Well, next time Elena brings it up, you gotta promise me that you just drop it right back down again. Okay? Good.
You know, I know what's got you so upset. And it doesn't have anything to do with Elena. Hey, big brother.
Don't hate Big Brother me.
Well, sorry.
What's the idea of you asking Roy to come on into this office while I'm gone?
I didn't think you'd mind.
Nobody's allowed in this office, Ruby, except for me and Mr. Parnell. Now, you know that.
Look, Billy Joe, I'm your sister. I do manage Ricky. Ricky does perform here.
That still don't give you any right to go against the rules.
I didn't think the rules applied to me.
That's just the problem, Ruby. You don't think any of the rules apply to you.
Look, Billy Joe, I didn't get as far as I did in my life by paying any attention to anybody's stupid rules.
Yeah, we got Roy real upset, man. You put him on the spot.
Well, I'm sorry. Only I did it for you.
Well, yeah, sure, I bet.
It's true. I felt real bad last night when you told me you thought I was trying to hurt Elena. And I started thinking about it, and I saw how you could see that. So I figured the best thing I could do was try to help Elena and convince you that you're wrong.
Ruby, I just as well you left good things alone.
Well, I didn't even tell you what I did yet.
I know, but I don't want to, no.
Yes, you do. Billy Joe, I just got Elena a booking on the Phil Roberts show.
You did what?
I said I just got Elena a booking on the Phil Roberts show.
When'd you do this?
Today, just now.
Well, how?
Well, that's why I wanted the office to myself. I didn't want anybody to hear me make the call just in case it didn't work out.
When's Elena supposed to go on?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Ain't that great? Oh, there is one problem.
What?
Well, I made the mistake of mentioning to Mr. Roberts that Elena had a brother who sang at the Coop with her, and he sort of wants Ricky to come on the show, too, but I'm sure it's Elena that he's really interested in. Don't you think your little sister did good?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I think my sister did real good.
Yeah, Becky, you want to come into the office and take these flowers out of here? Take them down to the accounting office, will you? Give them to the girls with my regards. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, buddy, I just got your message. Sound important?
Yeah, well, it is important.
What can I do for you?
I want you to do a favor for me, Bubba.
What?
I'm moving out of my apartment here in Houston. I want you to help me.
How?
Well, get a truck and move all my my books and all my valuables, everything out of the apartment for me.
Sure, no problem.
I don't care what it takes, how much money it takes, how many people. I just want it done by tomorrow.
Well, don't worry about it. I'll handle it.
Good. Well, that's something I don't have to worry about.
Hey, where are you moving?
I'm moving out to the Marshall Ranch.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
been inside a television station before. This is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, you know, I hope everything goes real well for you and Elena. I mean, this could be just the break that you need.
Well, it's only a talk show.
Hey, never underestimate what you're doing there, Ricky. You never know. I mean, some big producer might be watching, you know, see you on TV. He might call you up and put you in a movie.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I mean, we're only going to do one song each.
Yeah, but that's all it takes. You gotta learn to start thinking big there, Ricky. I mean, that's how I got Elena's hit record done, by thinking big.
Whatever you say, boss.
You know, I just hope Elena gets here. Boy, oh boy, would I feel a whole lot better if I could pick her up and know she wanted to come on her own.
Okay, how do I look?
Oh, you look fine.
You wouldn't just be saying that now, would you?
No, I wouldn't just be saying that. I can't wait to see you on TV.
Well, if I don't hurry up, I'm not going to be on TV.
Who else going to be at the station?
Let's see, Billy Joe and Ricky.
Is Billy Joe's sister going to be there?
No, Ruby wanted to stay at Billy Joe's apartment and watch it from there. She thought we should get some feedback from someone who was watching it like a regular viewer.
Oh, buddy. I thought you were moving the stuff out of my apartment.
Yeah, well, I had to hire a couple boys to help me. Look, you got to sign this release form before we can take anything out of the apartment. You know, you're lucky that apartment manager cares about you.
Here, give him a big tip for me, will you?
Okay.
How soon before you can move that stuff out of the ranch?
Well, we're working as fast as we can, but you got a lot of stuff up there.
Do me a favor, will you, Bubba?
Depends on what it is.
Call this number, ask if Rena Decker is there.
Rena Decker?
Right.
Well, what do I say to her when she answers the phone?
The maid will answer. She won't answer the phone.
Well, what do I say to the maid?
Tell her you're from a flower shop. You have a delivery.
Hey, why don't you call her?
Bubba.
Okay.
Good morning, honey.
Morning, Mama.
How do you feel?
Better?
You didn't get much sleep.
I know. Probably kept you up half the night, huh?
Oh, that's all right. I can take a nap this afternoon.
I can't stop thinking about Kate. I feel so sorry for her.
I do, too.
No, I think I'll go out to the ranch and check on her.
Morning, Mrs. Decker.
Hello, Beth.
Well, your mother said you might like a cup of tea.
Thank you.
Bellman residence? Yeah, she's right here. Who's calling, please? Well, someone will be here all day. That was a flower shop, Mrs. Decker. Someone's sending you flowers.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
You know, it was really nice of Ruby to get me this appearance.
You kidding me? That girl doesn't have a nice bone in her body.
I think you were just misjudging her, Joe. As a matter of fact, the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced she was just making an innocent remark.
Let me tell you something. Ruby Wright hasn't made an innocent remark since the day she was born. That girl spells trouble. Now, I know she thinks she's on to something. She doesn't know what yet, but you can bet she intends to find out.
Well, look, I think you are wrong.
Well, I hope I am. But look, I just think that you ought to watch what you say and do around her real carefully, okay, Elena?
Look, I would rather not talk about it, okay?
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. It's just that I really think you ought to be on your guard against her, okay? I know you got enough on your mind without me saying all this.
Look, I don't know why I'm so nervous.
You really that nervous?
Can't you tell?
Doesn't show.
You are a rotten liar, Joe Foster. Ugh.
Hey, you ever been on TV before?
Yeah. KVIK came to the coop one night. Only I was so scared I couldn't open my mouth.
What happened?
Well, Ricky was there, and he got up there with me and sang the first song, and after that I was fine. But if he hadn't been there, I don't know what I would have done.
Oh, Ricky's gotten you out a lot of jams, hasn't he?
He sure has. I only wish...
You wish what?
I was going to say that I only wish that Max was alive so that he could hear me. Well, this is not going to get the show done. Now, I think I'm going to go check my makeup once more, and then I'm going to leave.
You've already checked your makeup 3 times.
Well, then this will make it 4. Well, I guess Billy Joe's TV just broke down. I guess I'll have to go watch the Phil Roberts show over at Elena's house.
The flowers are probably from Judge Rayburn. He called this morning and asked if he could send an arrangement over for you.
It's very nice of him.
Are you ready for breakfast now?
Oh, I'm not hungry, Beth.
We'll be in shortly, Beth.
Max and I were going to go to the house in Acapulco this weekend.
I know, honey.
No, Mama, I don't think I can live out at the cabin. Not without Max.
You don't have to decide that now. You know you're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like.
Kate's seeing to it that the cattle and the horses are being taken care of. I think I can make some sort of arrangements to have them moved at Kate's place.
Well, your father can take care of that for you.
I guess, really isn't Kate's place anymore.
Well, for all intents and purposes, it is. Surely Justin doesn't plan to live out there.
I doubt that.
Well, then, Kate can stay out there and live her life pretty much the way she has for all these years.
Well, the big difference, Mama, is the oil wells that she'll have to look at.
Oh, sweetheart, they have plenty of land. Justin doesn't have to drill anywhere near the house.
Of course not, but he will, just to be mean.
Oh, I doubt it.
I still can't believe that Barry sold out to Justin.
No one thought it was possible.
We've all been going around for weeks saying, oh, Barry will never sell. If Max had only been there, Barry would not have signed that away. Max would have talked him out of it. If it weren't for Justin, my Max would be here.
You better get over to the apartment house. Check on that, the movie. Okay. Tell those cowboys you hired to be very careful, will you?
Oh, no, hang on a minute. I hired me a couple of toe dancers. You got nothing to worry about. I got to make a few phone calls.
Well, you can make them right here.
Okay.
Just get out of here before Ryan Connor finds you hanging around, okay?
Where are you going?
That's none of your business.
Turn the other way.
This way?
That's right. Okay, hold still. I just want to see what you're going to look like here, because I helped with that photo session on Elena, and that turned out real good. Just want to check things. Now, turn the other way. You're not facing the light. Now, that's good. That's good. Right there. Just a second.
Ben, when this guy comes out with these musical ants, I want a tight close-up on my baby blues so you get my reaction. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, how many has he got?
Sorry.
I think there were 4 or 5. What's going on here? Who let these guys in here, anyhow?
It's all right, Phil. This is Elena Decker's manager.
How did you?
And her brother, Ricky.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to forgive me. Things are such a madhouse around here today.
Sure.
I'm Phil Roberts.
Hey, we'd know you anywhere, sir. I mean, my wife watches you every afternoon.
Is that right?
That's right.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You thank her for me, will you?
Okay, I will.
Is this guy handsome or is this guy handsome? Huh? You must be Elena Decker's brother.
All my life.
Where is the young lady?
Oh, she's on her way. She's going to be here real soon.
You know, I've heard her record. Well, everybody's heard her record, but I haven't had a shot, the time to go down and catch your act at the coop.
That's no problem. Anytime you feel up to it, you're more than welcome. And anything you want will be on the house.
Is that right?
That's right.
I know. That's the way it usually works.
Yeah.
Well, you guys make yourself comfortable. Ben will be back in a minute, and he'll show you where the green room is, and you hang out there till the show starts.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Roberts. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Come on, Elena, get here, will you?
Okay, how do I look?
Exactly the same way you did 5 minutes ago.
Oh, you are no help, Joe Foster.
Look, I told you before, you look like $1 million. You look gorgeous. You look beautiful. But all that's not going to get you to the TV station, all right?
You're right. You're right, I'm going to leave.
Good.
Joe?
Yeah.
Would you give me a good luck kiss?
I'll give you a good luck kiss that'll last you a month if it'll make you relax.
I'm relaxed. See?
Oh, then you don't need a good luck kiss.
Ugh. Who is it?
It's Ruby.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. I'll talk to you soon, yeah? Bye.
What in the devil are you doing here, Bubba?
Well, what does it look like? I'm making me some phone calls.
Well, now, there are plenty of payphones down in the lobby. Use one of them.
I don't take orders from you.
I don't want you using Justin's phone.
Don't make me know never mind what you want. Justin said I could use his phone. That's good enough for me.
Where is Justin?
He just left.
Where was he going?
I don't know.
You know, Justin told me that I wouldn't have to see you hanging around here much anymore. I have to admit, it's the nicest thing I've heard all year.
Well, I'm sure sorry to disappoint you. But you're going to be seeing a lot more of me than you bargained for.
Why?
Because I and Justin are associates. We do business together.
Oh, no. Not at World Oil, you're not. Not anymore.
Don't be too sure of that.
Look, Bubba, I want you out of here.
I'll leave when I am good and ready.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Bubba Wadsworth. All I have to do is go right down that hall and tell Ryan Connor you're here. He'd be here in a flash. And then you're going to see some fireworks.
Don't you threaten me, lady. I don't like threats of any kind. Especially from people like you.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
People from proper families. Dress fancy. Use all the right silverware at dinner parties. Put on a dog. Pretend to be better than they are. Smarter than other people. Deep down inside, you're just like anybody else. Oh, sure, the packaging's a little fancy. You take off all those pretty clothes. You're just like everybody else, out for what you can get.
Save your philosophy, Bubba, for your honky-tonks. I'm really not interested. As a matter of fact, you bore me.
What'd you do with the papers you took from the logbook?
What papers?
The papers you stole from that filing cabinet that give evidence that Justin and I were slant drilling.
I don't have any papers, Bubba. I already told you that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Have it your own way for now, sunshine.
You're finished using the phone, Bubba. Why don't you just run along?
Yeah, I guess I better get it going.
Bubba, that's Justin's desk. It's none of your business.
I'm looking for the release form. There it is.
What release?
A release to move his things from the apartment.
You're moving, Justin?
Yeah, I am.
How sweet of you.
Getting paid for it.
Silly me. I should have guessed that.
Well, I hope you enjoy that nice, fresh country air. It might improve your disposition. You sure could use some sweetening up.
Country air, what are you talking about, Bubba?
Well, aren't you moving out to the ranch with Justin?
Beth, where's Mama?
She's in the den talking on the phone.
Beth, do you have any idea where they put that list of people who sent flowers at the funeral?
Oh, it's on the desk over there.
Okay, thank you.
Is Mrs. Decker here?
She's in there.
Hello, Rena.
Get out of here.
Would you excuse us, please?
I'm not playing games, Justin. And I warn you.
I wanted to apologize. I thought that the flowers
I
yesterday...
don't want your apologies. I don't want your flowers. I don't want anything from you. Just get out.
We have to talk.
Get out. There's nothing to talk about.
I felt terrible about Max dying.
Get out! How dare you say that? You don't give a damn about Max dying. You don't give a damn about anyone.
I'm as sorry as you are about Max's death. But you can't blame me for it. It wasn't my fault.
Get out! It is your fault. It's all your fault. Max found evidence that you were slant drilling, and Bubba took it away from him at gunpoint. You've made thousands of dollars off of Max's oil. Oil that you took from his property. And you rigged that survey. You lied, you cheated, and you stole, and you killed my Max! Get out!
He didn't have to blow up the well. Nobody made him do it.
Max didn't have a choice. You forced him to blow up that well. You and the law.
Rena!
You killed Max, and as sure as I am standing here, I am going to even the score. Get out!
Rena!
Justin, get out of here.
Elena? Just a minute, Ruby.
What's she doing here?
I don't know. Maybe she changed her mind about coming to the station and she's going to come after all.
Don't trust her, Elena.
Joe.
I know. I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, wait a minute. If she wants to come with me, this is the last chance she's going to have to wish me good luck.
You'll be fine.
I'm coming, Ruby. Hello, Ruby.
What took you so long? I was starting to get worried.
Ruby, I'm really in a hurry and I still got a lot of things to do.
Don't let me stop you, honey. You just run right ahead.
Well, what's wrong? Did you change your mind about coming to the station?
But Billy Joe's TV just happened to break down, so I guess I have to watch the show from your place.
Mama, one of these days, someone is going to kill him.
Rena, you have to stop this.
He's the one who started it. He's the one who came waltzing in here saying how sorry he was Max died. I hate him.
Rena, you have to forget about Justin.
I didn't ask him to come here. I didn't want to see him.
I know that. But you can't let him upset you this way. You have to learn to ignore him.
How can I ignore him when he's talking about my Max?
You walk out of the room. It's as simple as that.
I can't let him get away with killing Max.
It's possible that Justin may have been guilty of slant
He's
drilling.
definitely guilty.
Nevertheless, it would have been better if Max had allowed Ryan to handle this whole problem.
How can you side with Justin?
I'm not siding with Justin, Rena. I just want you to see that Max did have alternatives.
Max didn't have a choice. Unfortunately, no one believed him.
Max was wrong, and you have to understand that, honey. I'm sorry, but it's true.
It's not true.
Yes, it is. If Max had only been a little more patient, if he had confided in you or your father, if he had trusted Ryan to handle this...
Oh, please, Mama, I don't want to hear this.
Rena, you have to listen to me. Now, Max knew that he was breaking the law. He knew he was totally wrong in blowing up that well. And he also knew he was taking a terrible chance.
You're saying that Max deserved to die.
Rena, how can you even think that? You know I loved Max like my own son.
Sorry, Mama. I didn't mean that.
I understand the pain and the loss you feel. I feel it too. But lashing out at Justin and blaming him isn't going to help. It's only going to cause more pain. For you, not for Justin.
It's Justin's fault that Max died.
Honey, Justin is convinced that he's not at fault. And no matter what you say, no matter what you do, it's not going to change that. So please don't even try. Don't destroy yourself trying to destroy Justin. Sweetheart, nothing's worth that. Especially not Justin.
I don't know what could be keeping Elena. She should have been here by now.
Yeah, well, maybe I better go give her a call.
No. Just wait here. Give it 10 minutes. If she's not here by then, well, then I'll go check it out.
All right.
I just don't want Mr. Roberts to think that there's a chance she might not show up.
Any signs of your client yet?
She's on her way.
Yeah, well, you told me that 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know, but there's been a little problem. See, Elena, she stayed at her place at the ranch, so she ran into a little traffic, but I'm real sure she's going to be here pretty soon.
Well, she'd better be. We air in less than an hour, but we have to rehearse her number.
Yeah. Listen, why don't you guys go ahead and rehearse Ricky's number first?
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to.
Good. This way.
You look wonderful, Steve. I think you've grown some.
Have I, Grandma?
You sure have. I missed you.
I missed you too, Grandma.
Was camp fun?
Oh, yeah, it was terrific.
I bet you brought a whole heap of dirty clothes home for me to wash, didn't you?
Nope. Buddy and I washed all our clothes yesterday afternoon, so you and Mom wouldn't have to do it.
Looks as if Buddy may have grown a little, too.
I don't think so.
Why don't you take your stuff upstairs, honey, okay?
In a second, Mom. I made a belt for Max. I want to give it to him now. Why are you two looking so funny?
Honey, something I want to talk to you about. Sit down over here. Well, you were gone. There was a, explosion at the well site. Max was there.
Was he hurt?
Yes, he was hurt.
Is he in hospital? What happened to him?
Well, the doctors did everything they could, Steve. Everything. But they just couldn't help it.
No, it's not true.
I wish it weren't true, honey. But I'm afraid.
You're wrong, Mom. I know you are. I saw Max walking down by the stables.
No, honey. Max is gone.
It's not true. I know it isn't.
No, Jenny, let him go. He wants to be alone. He'll come to you when he can face the truth.
What's wrong?
What in the hell are you up to, Justin?
What do you mean? What are you talking
I
about?
don't like finding out things from Bubba Wadsworth.
What thing, my dear?
Little unimportant details, like the fact that you're moving out to the ranch instead of to my apartment.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yes, that.
Don't make such a big thing out of this, Ashley.
Justin, we are supposed to be engaged. You know, people that are planning to get married usually talk to one another. They make plans together, share things.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about it, but there just wasn't time.
What do you mean there wasn't time?
I just made the decision this morning. There wasn't time to talk to you about it.
Why are you moving out to the ranch?
Protect my interests?
Well, what about me? You're supposed to be moving into my apartment.
I know. Things have changed. I need to be out at the ranch.
What happened?
Barrett called late yesterday afternoon from Colorado. He said that Grandma was thinking of taking us into court to have our contract declared null and void. I know that Ginny and Rena are behind this. Now, if Grandma is left out on the ranch by herself, there's no telling what they'll have her doing.
Why didn't you tell me this last night?
I wanted to. I wanted to straighten it out in my own mind first. It's going to be very tricky dealing with Grandma for a while.
Justin, I told you I'm not going to move out to the ranch with you until after we're married.
I'm going to spend as much time as I can with you in town. We'll be together as much as if we were living in the same apartment.
Well, what's the matter with Billy Joe's television, Ruby?
I don't know. One minute it was working just fine, and the next minute it kind of conked out.
Oh, well, why don't we go over there and see what we can do about it?
Do you know anything about TV repair?
A little.
Well, why bother? I know you're in a hurry. I'll just stay here and see it here.
You know, Ruby, the more I think about it, the more I really do think that you should be over at that studio with Billy Joe and Ricky. I mean, after all, Ricky is your client.
Billy Joe can handle Ricky.
Yeah, but Ricky is your client.
Well, like I said, I think somebody ought to stay at home and see the show like a regular viewer.
Well, they have monitors at the studio.
Yeah, but it's just not the same.
Well, Maggie and Anita are going to be watching the show, and they can give us their opinion.
They're not professionals. Elena, is there some reason that you don't want me to stay here and see the show?
No, of course not.
Are you sure? Because I really get the feeling you don't want to leave me alone in your apartment.
Well, Ruby, it's not that.
Well, good. Then don't worry about me. You just go on ahead. Go on.
What do you think?
It's real good. But I feel kind of guilty drinking it since you bought it for Buddy and Wanda.
Oh, honey, their anniversary isn't for another day and a half, so I've got plenty of time to buy another bottle. Besides, you see, the way I look at it, having the oil wells closed down at the Harbor Place is just a natural reason to have a celebration.
I never thought I'd quite appreciate silence the way I do right now. Now I feel we can finally plan our future happiness for ourselves.
Hey, how do you feel about taking a weekend in Acapulco? We could stay at Judge Rayburn's house.
Well, I worry about leaving Kate alone.
Oh, honey, now Ginny is there and Guy's there to watch the ranch.
Will your mommy and daddy be there, or will we be by ourselves?
Well, now, Mr. Decker, if you really want to be alone, I suppose I could suggest that Mama and Daddy stay home.
Okay, you do that.
I talked to Ginny today about having a baby.
Do you feel better about it?
Yes, I do.
Are you still scared?
From time to time. But I think how much I love you.
How much I love you.
Max, I never thought in a million years I could be this happy.
But I knew I would be. The first time I saw you, I said to myself, that is the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I am going to love her forever.
I'm going to love you forever.
bad, Rena?
I'm okay. Here we go. Steve, all right?
Oh, he will be. In time.
I want to talk to him. I'm not handling Max's death any better than little Stevie is.
Rena, I think you're doing just fine.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Kate, honey, Daddy tells me that you're not going to take Barry to court for selling his shares of the ranch to Justin.
That's right. It wouldn't do a bit of good.
Are you sure?
Yes. You know, I'd take him to court in a minute if I thought it was possible, but I don't have a leg to stand on, not a legal leg.
What are you going to do?
Well, I plan to stay right here and run the ranch the way I always have.
But, Kate, the wells.
I'll just have to get used to the sound of oil wells pumping. And I'll save as much of the grazing land as I can and not worry about the rest. That's all I can do.
I didn't expect you to take it so calmly.
Well, last night, Ryan showed me the map survey. Now, most of the oil is concentrated in 3 areas, away from the house and the main grounds. So I, at least, will have that much. And I'll just have to make the best of it.
Come in.
Hello, Ashley.
Mrs. Bellman.
I'm looking for Justin.
He's in a meeting down the hall right now. Can I take a message for you?
No. How long will he be?
Probably be at least an hour. Mrs. Bellman, I'd like to express my sympathy to your family. I was very upset when I heard about Max.
Thank you, Ashley.
Rena and I are not the best of friends. But I'm real sorry she lost Max. And I know how she must be feeling right now.
Ashley. If you really are concerned for Rena, you can help by keeping Justin away from her.
Pardon?
He came by the house this morning to see Rena and left her in a terrible state.
I had no idea.
I've tried to make it clear to Justin that he is not welcome in my home and that he is to leave my daughter alone. Now, perhaps you can find a way to make him understand that.
How will I know what camera I'm watching? That's right on top. Right on top of the camera. How did it sound?
Huh? Oh, hey, it sounded terrific. Wonderful.
Yeah, good. Lena's not here yet, huh?
Not yet.
Billy Joe, it's not like her to just not show up. I mean, she's got to call first or something.
Call or no call, man. She ends up not showing this time.
Yeah, well, she's got to have a good reason for not being here yet.
Yeah, but she's always got some good reason. She's always got an excuse. It's getting to the point now where the reasons don't make any difference anymore.
Is Elena here yet?
Oh, not yet.
Oh, well, if there's some problem, you ought to let me know right away.
Hey,
now.
No, there's no problem at all.
Well, it doesn't look like that to me.
Hey, Ben, where's Elena Decker?
She hasn't shown up yet.
What do you mean she hasn't shown up?
Yeah, well, she's on her way right now, I'm sure. She'll be here any minute.
That's right.
She wouldn't just not show up. She'll be here.
Hey, look, why don't I just go in and call her apartment and see if she's still there?
What do you mean, see if she's still there? Do you think this is some sort of a joke?
Well, she might be sick or something. Elena hasn't been
Oh,
doing too well.
great. That's terrific. That's just dandy. We got musical ants and a nobody here.
Hey, wait, Ricky's still a buddy. He's up and coming down here.
Phil didn't mean it that way. Why don't you just go and make that phone call, okay? Phil, now come on, Phil. Now we gotta go
Ben,
over
we
that
got
opening
amateurs
monologue.
here. Every day we got amateurs.
Make a phone call.
You got dime.
Why don't you just use that phone right over there?
I I know that Justin was very upset about Max's death, and I think probably he just wanted to come over and express his sympathy in person.
I've known Justin for a very long time, and I find that difficult to believe.
Justin told me you always thought the worst of him.
I know you and Justin are engaged to be married.
Yes, ma'am.
I assume you love him.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Well, I hope for your sake that he's changed. But I haven't seen any evidence of it yet.
Mrs. Bellman, I really think that you're all misjudging Justin.
No, I don't think so. His appearance at Max's funeral, the flowers, showing up at my house this morning, no. That's all evidence of the same insensitive Justin I've always known. And I do not want him upsetting my daughter any more than she already is.
Mrs. Bellman, I can certainly understand the way you feel.
Now, I don't know what game Justin is playing this time, but I want it stopped right now.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to tell him to stay away from Rena. Don't write, don't phone, no gifts, no flowers, and above all, no visits. The less Rena sees of him, the better for both of them.
I can't believe the change in Kate.
Kate's a survivor, Rena. She refuses to give up.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, I went over to the cabin last night and took the survey map out of the desk. I hope you don't mind.
Of course not. Oh, Ginny.
Rena, what is it? What's the matter? Come on over here.
Oh.
Sit down.
Oh, I feel faint.
Be careful. Oh, put your head between your knees. Come on. Sit down.
I feel okay now.
All right, wait a second. Breathe very deeply and sit up real slow. Take it easy. There, girl. Okay.
Oh.
Have you eaten anything today?
Oh.
I know you haven't had much of an appetite lately.
I had some toast.
Listen, why don't you let me drive you into town and let Bart take a look at you, okay?
Ginny, I don't need a doctor, honey. I know what's wrong with me. I'm pregnant.
Pregnant?
Yes. It all makes sense now, all of it. Those sedatives that Evan was giving me, that isn't what was making me sick. I was having morning sickness. Oh, Ginny. Ginny! Honey, I'm going to have Max's baby.
Well, then you better go see Bart, just to be sure.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. Let's not tell anyone, okay? Let's go.
Okay.
I'm going to the store. Do you want anything, Jenny?
Oh, nothing I can think of, Kate.
Will you stay for supper, Rena?
Yes, she'll stay.
Good. Hey, everybody! Come on, fellas. Right up here, front room, right there on the left. Hi, Grandma. I'm moving in.
Don't you think you should go? Billy Joe expected you at the studio 15 minutes ago. He must be getting real anxious.
Yeah, maybe I better call him and tell him I'm going to be late.
You go ahead, I'll call him. That way we'll save you some time.
No, I'll do it. It'll only take me a minute, and then you and I, we can go to the studio together.
Oh, well, I'm not going, Elena, honey. I'm going to stay right here and watch the show.
Ruby.
Oh, Elena, I know how nervous you get. And I know that's probably why you're putting off leaving, but Billy Joe is going to be madder than hell if you don't leave right now. Now, the show starts in less than an hour. You still have to go over your number with the band. You got to drive there. It's going to take you at least 15 minutes. That's if the traffic is good.
Look, I better call Billy Joe and tell him I'm not going to be able to make it at all.
Something wrong?
I'm not feeling very well. I feel awful.
Oh, Elena, honey, why didn't you tell me all this before?
Because it just hit me.
Well, in that case, I think we should definitely call Billy Joe. Maybe that's Billy Joe right there. Well, aren't you going to answer it?
Hello?
Elena, you're still there?
Yeah, Billy Joe.
Look, I don't know what we're going to do here, Elena. I mean, if you left there right this minute, you'd be lucky if you got here in time for the show. Now, I can ask them to hold the show, but I don't know what they're going to say here. Did something happen to the car?
No, nothing happened to the car.
What is it then? Why aren't you here?
I'm just not going to make it, Billy Joe, that's all.
What?
See, I'm not feeling very well, and I'm not going to be able to make it down to the station for the show.
Elena, don't do this to me. Not again.
Can't help it, Billy Joe.
Don't do this, Elena. You get on down here to the station right away. Now, I want to try to fix it.
I can't, Billy Joe.
I'll have him put on Ricky first.
I'm not coming, Billy Joe. Billy Joe?
That's it. Elena and me, we're through.
What?
Elena and me, we're through.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.